What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everyone is having a good day. I sure am. Nintendo just announced Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, and that is absolutely huge. The thing is, though, is I would have liked to see some gameplay since it's coming out this year. I kind of felt like this direct should have been stronger because we haven't had one all year and in a while, and it's kind of still the beginning of their generation in a way. They just hit 1 year, like 5 days ago or whatever. Of course, I loved seeing Fire Emblem. I love seeing Zelda Remake. Xenoblade Genesis, I am super stoked for that. Xenoblade Trilogy getting a next-gen upgrade is like, oh my god, did we need that? Because it was so, like, hindered by Switch 1 technology. You know, Splatoon looks like it's going to be cool. Duskblood getting a beta. All this is great, but I feel like they were lacking in showing gameplay, and Nintendo knows they can do that. So what they did is they did this direct, but once again, it's not really amazing. I kind of felt like I'm disappointed in a way because I wanted to see one more Switch 2 exclusive, and I wanted to see gameplay for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I also did not like the reveal they were doing with Splatoon Raiders. It didn't look like it was, you know, gonna blow you away. The Splatoon 3 reveal and 2 were way better. You had Kingdom Hearts 4 actually appear at your showcase. So not like it was a terrible direct, but it was like, okay. The Xbox showcase was better. The PlayStation State of Play started stronger and ended better because you showed gameplay for God of War. But Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake is bigger than anything. But you didn't show me gameplay, and that's the part that's kind of disappointing. So we could go down and take a look at some certain things here because we got a lot to talk about when it comes to Nintendo here in general. First off, all the dev kits are out. We know this because when you really take a look at what's been coming to Nintendo lately, like what they've been announcing, they're basically letting you know this is going to be the biggest third-party platform for Nintendo ever to support everything since Super Nintendo days. Like, we're fully open to third-party support. Everybody has the dev kits out, and it's now all flooding out this year, and you kind of see they're just letting that kind of happen as they drop their exclusives too, because they always have a lot of exclusives, but you should have showed more exclusive power here more than ever. Definitely after knowing that the price hike is going to go up, but they realize the market is creamed, they're in a position, and they're winning, and they're playing their cards a little bit you know, more wiser than the other two. But even then, it's like, I wanted a better direct than this. I think Rhythm Heaven looks cool. Obviously, that's, you know, a game that is in a Nintendo world. But yeah, I really wanted to see some more gameplay of certain games. Which we see they're getting insane third-party support, which we realize the technology is fine. The Series S technology is fine because Nintendo Switch 2, though DLSS is better than what they're using, is getting huge games. Capcom has not skipped out on a single game for the Switch 2, and they announced Monster Hunter Wilds 2. It's interesting stuff here when you see how much support they're giving, because they're helping the third-party industry out now more than ever. It's not just PlayStation's pie, it's Nintendo's pie now that is going to be huge in the third-party realm, and getting support in Japan, and carrying the weight of the Xbox market dying off. Because as we know, Xbox third-party support is weak. They don't buy games. Nintendo players buy games that have a huge install base. They're already at 23 million install base, whereas Xbox is at like 30 to 33 million. And within a year, they're already way more than half your install base. Before the end of this year, the Switch 2 will most likely pass up the Xbox in sales. In less than a year and a half or in less than 2 years, Xbox consoles will be passed up by Switch 2, even on this market that is forcing people to jack up prices. Something to think about. They also didn't show gameplay for Pokemon Wind and Waves, which I thought was like, what the hell's going on with that? So the next direct needs to be significantly better than this with gameplay, and it kind of has to be because if Zelda's coming out this year, you're going to be showing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake gameplay. Duskblood is going to get a full reveal, but we're going to get some ideas with that with the beta, right? You see what I'm saying here? Pokemon Wind and Waves is going to be getting a reveal. It's Mario's 40th anniversary, so that means that you are waiting for the end of the holidays to do that, or direct in a few months. The next gen Mario is going to be getting a huge reveal. I think the next direct is going to be major, and that they're playing their hands. But this is kind of like your E3 showcase of the year, right? I don't think investors are going to be happy with this. So that's the kind of thing that I want to say. Like, we know they have a lot of huge games coming, but should have did a little bit better than that. So we saw Dragon's Dogma 2 get announced. Stellar Blade, like I said, huge announcements for the Switch 2. If you're only in that world, you're getting all the games that people thought would never come over there. And it's like, oh yeah, I told people Stellar Blade was coming. Expect the next one too. They'll eventually develop that, because if you can get this one on there, you're getting that one on there. No doubt about that. So it's cool seeing Stellar Blade get more support. I want Shipped Up to get as much support as they possibly can get. I love that company. Man, the music is so good too. Then you have another exclusive here, Orbital Games, which looks like a really good game. I'm actually interested in this game. So Nintendo has the exclusives. It's just that this direct should have been more powerful, but it wasn't. Rayman Legends, we knew that was happening. They have a lot of cool games like Untitled Goose Game, which we know. The One Piece game, Pokemon Pokepedia, which is honestly, they still have one of the hugest games of the year dropping for the Switch 2, which is already out, and that's this game right here. But it already kind of had its shine. So it got an expansion announced, which is cool, DLC, and free wave updates coming. This was a huge game this year. Next up, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. This is a game I am deeply excited about. I love the Fire Emblem franchise, and I'm going to tell you right now, Fire Emblem is one of my favorite tactical Japanese role-playing games of all time. Three Houses is one of the best RPGs I've ever played, like ever. If you haven't played Fire Emblem Three Houses and you have a Switch 2 or even a Switch 1, do not miss out on that game. It's absolutely incredible. And I think this game is going to continue to like show the greatness of Fire Emblem. Like, I'm deeply excited for this game. We got some gameplay for this. So yeah, this is going to be huge for me. And I think this game is going to be high on the Metacritic bracket. It's going to do very well. People are going to be very happy with it. This is definitely something that I have to get day one. I've never been disappointed by any Fire Emblem game. I love all of them. And if you guys have not played any Fire Emblem games and you're a JRPG lover or turn-based lover, I'm telling you right now, do not miss out on Fire Emblem. These games are really good. Ninjala looks cool. Donkey Kong, it's just them adding more like timed DLC for it. I loved Bonanza. It's cool to see that it's still getting support. That game is absolutely incredible. We got another third-party game, Jujutsu Kaisen, which is also coming to other platforms. Lords of the Fallen 2, I really don't care about that game. Liza P is a cool game. Once again, another company I would like to see getting support. That's the great thing about the Switch 2 world, is that you're going to have a huge install base to support people and make up for the weight that Xbox failed on. Plus, you're going to outsell them anyways, regardless, because you know, on the go and just be getting that Japanese support. So it's cool to see games like this continue to get support. Devil May Cry 5, I kind of feel like Capcom's putting everything on there and they're going all in. So is Square. We kind of get that. Sony does not have like exclusive rights to like any more Final Fantasy games as we saw. That's pretty much done. So that's over with. I think Muramasa looks cool. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that. This right here made me hugely excited. Because if you guys didn't play the Xenoblade series, I'm telling you right now, it's better than mostly any Final Fantasy game that is coming out lately. I don't count 7 Remake as the next gen Final Fantasies. And what I mean by that is that those are kind of like remakes, but it's kind of like not Final Fantasy 16, 17, 18 like that. You know what I mean? Like the next mainline games. And seeing them actually give us Switch 2 editions for the Xenoblade Chronicles games, it just makes me very happy because now we're getting 60 frames per second and we're getting 4K. This is going to be a significant upgrade, and this is huge to me. I'm deeply excited about this. I love this franchise. If you guys love Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and you haven't played Xenoblade, you don't know what you're doing. I put Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition, original, up there with Final Fantasy 7. It's that good. Everybody knows this. 2 and 3 are incredible as well. So I'm very happy to see this because I was hoping that we wouldn't be stuck with the Switch 1 versions. And then we had Xenoblade Genesis get announced, which I was like, what? Okay, so that's what Monolith Soft was working on. We also know that Monolith Soft is working on another Nintendo IP apparently on the side. I was thinking that they might have shown that, but they're working on Xenoblade Genesis, which kind of makes sense because this is their Final Fantasy franchise. So we're talking about games here, but I already let you guys know that I feel like this direct should have been obviously better than this because some games you were showing gameplay like this, we got to see it. So I was happy that we got to see that, but not giving me any Zelda gameplay is kind of annoying. Like I really wanted to see kind of like how that was going to look, you know? And it's just disappointing because it's like, oh, come on, Duskblade, I wanted to see more of that too. But knowing that we're going to get a beta, it's like, okay, sure. But yeah, I could easily tell you guys, you said, do you think the Xbox Game Showcase was better or Summer Games Fest? It's like, oh yeah, for sure. It was better. Didn't blow it away, but it was definitely better. But Nintendo's still in a great position to where it's like, they still have so many exclusives and games that, you know, they're going to be fine. But hey, we're just talking about remakes. Or not remakes, but we're talking about ratings. Though we are talking about the remake of Zelda, but we're talking about ratings of your showcase. And usually Nintendo Directs lead the way. They have historically. That's why you see these other showcases. But yeah, what are we going to really do about that? We just have to wait for the next one. But you still gave me some announcements, and you gave me the announcement that I wanted to be true, because a lot of people were saying, you know, Zelda or Ocarina of Time Remake is going to be a 2-part game, or Link's going to be a child, he'll grow up in there, and then the next one he's kind of going to be an adult. They might handle like the Final Fantasy VII series, but not 3 games, but just 2. So it's looking like that was actually pretty accurate, because he's starting off as a kid there in the trailer. We don't know if he's going to grow up in that game. There's a lot more details that I feel like we should have had. Like, you should have ended that presentation stronger, because if you look at the Xbox Game Showcase, Summer Game Showcase, and the PlayStation Showcase, they all ended with huge games, and they had a lot of gameplay reveal. Final Fantasy VII at Summer Game Showcase, that was a lot. God of War, that was a lot, and it's coming out. You know what I mean? Eventually. And if you look at the Xbox Game Showcase, what did they end it with? You see, it was a lot of gameplay with COD and everything, and the way they begun things. So that's why I feel like, whereas Nintendo should have seen it like, well, Nintendo, they had multiple showcases this year, all of them, except Summer Game Showcase. But you didn't have a Direct all year, except like maybe for third party. And it kind of seems like you're still letting everybody that didn't get those dev kits get their advertisements in your Directs, and you're supporting indie devs, but you still announce games though. I mean, Xenoblade Genesis is huge. Zelda Remake is huge. You stealth dropped Star Fox because you didn't want to drop it on here. That would have probably helped, but you didn't do it. You got to announce Kingdom Hearts 4. You announced Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Duskblood Beta. I mean, huge stuff, you know what I mean? But there wasn't enough gameplay consistently for certain reveals. And the Splatoon reveal was kind of weak, and then you said we're running out of time. I'm like, no, that should have been more powerful than that, but it wasn't. You announced sports, which you always do, which I kind of think is kind of funny, but it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. And then we got announced that there's going to be a demo coming from Star Fox, which I think was cool. Final Fantasy Resonance is huge to me too, because man, that's going all the way back to the original Final Fantasy. It's like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? But it's not anything like groundbreaking. But yeah, Duskblood demo, yeah, we're gonna be on that. I can't wait to do that. And we see that Splatoon Raiders is actually getting a Direct. It kind of needs one, because this reveal was kind of weak. Like, it didn't really excite me, and I love the Splatoon franchise. So I'm like, can we do better than this, please? Other than that, I mean, yeah, they got that Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal. A lot of people were thinking we probably won't see anything for a while, because Square is kind of like redoing things and scrapping because they didn't like what was going on before. Kind of like, if you think about it, they did the same thing with Dragon Quest 12. And now they're going for a different approach on that. So, yeah, I didn't expect them to show Kingdom Hearts 4 at the Nintendo Direct. That's a huge reveal. So it's not like Nintendo didn't have huge reveals. They did. It's just that people expected the Direct to beat the Xbox Game Showcase, clearly beat PlayStation State of Play, and be on rival with Summer Games Fest, or like kind of, you know, beat that too, because we haven't seen a huge Direct in a long time, and they didn't deliver like people wanted them to. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a letdown, no doubt about that. I can't really say that I was blown away by this Direct, but when I see this, oh, I'm blown away. Like, it's like, what? No, it's real. As soon as I see that, I was like, oh no, that's Hyrule, that's it. Guys, I don't think you understand. Like, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and if you haven't been on Metacritic, Zelda Ocarina of Time has a 99 meta. Highest rated video game of all time. This game is absolutely legendary. If you guys haven't played it back then in the Nintendo 64 days, along with Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So, it's real. We know that you can't be more excited than that. Hey man, I remember when they announced the Metroid Prime teaser, the planet went insane, the gaming planet. This is huger, way huger. This is one of the hugest announcements in a long time. Like, it's massive, and it's real, and it's happening, and I'm so stoked. It's not like they just did a teaser, but they let you, like, at least see that it's real. And I'm deeply excited by that. Though I'm a little bit let down by the Direct. So I'm like, okay, so can I get some gameplay here, right? I have to mention this again. It's like, okay, we got that. We have an idea of what it looks like just by looking at that. We know it's going to look really good compared to the 64 version. Obviously, with the technology now compared to back then, but I don't know, man. I wanted more than that. So I want you guys to let me know what you think. Become a member. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Were you let down by this direct? Or are you okay that you got the announcement that you wanted and that probably every Nintendo fan wanted or every Zelda fan wanted? Personally, I'd say, yeah, I'm let down, but I'm glad I got the announcements that I kind of wanted. I was probably thinking they were going to drop Mario, but I think the next direct's going to be insane because it's going to have the next mainline Mario, Zelda Ocarina of Time remake gameplay, Fire Emblem, probably deep dive. It'll probably have its own direct if they're going to have one around September. And we're going to get some more announcements for other things. I don't know when we're going to get the Duskbloods release date, though. That's another mystery. They have Heat coming this year. It's just we need to get some more release dates. So, yeah, y'all, let me know what you think. Obviously, they're doing a Treehouse Live. This is another thing that I think is interesting because they're not just doing a direct, but more like, let's cover Star Fox and Splatoon Raiders and Rhythm Heaven Groove. I mean, that's cool, but that's not really what I want to watch because I don't want this to be spoiled. This is not multiplayer, so I kind of want to just get surprised with this. Definitely Star Fox. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, we got games, but just Direct was underwhelming. Later, y'all. Keep on gaming, no matter what platform you're on.